Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Ditch Chicken Adventures and we are coming to you from the North Maine woods. This is the North Branch Campsite Edition. We are getting close to the 2023 Maine grouse bird season and figured I'd come up ahead of time, drop off some more provisions. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try something different. So tonight we're going to have a little campfire and a campfire story. Not sure if this will be something I will do on a reoccurring basis, but you know what? Figured it wouldn't hurt to try. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a beverage of choice. I happen to have a Sapporo premium beer right here. So one of the few luxuries I get to enjoy from my time in Japan. That's good stuff. And we're gonna have ourselves a little campfire story. So it's just starting to get dark. The sun's already set. We've got a little bit of light still fading from the sky. So let's go ahead and get started. All right. So tonight's story is something that happened to me in the fall of 2010. And no, not in the woods either. At the time I was working as an accounting technician on Loring Air Force Base. The base had been long closed, but the hospital had been converted over to an accounting service. And it's still there to this day. And we had implemented some new accounting software, and well, part of my job was to ensure that everything was running smoothly as far as systems. You know, was everything flowing in, flowing out the way it was supposed to. Plus, I was building reports, and so that required a lot of overtime because when everything went live, as everything usually is, there were no issues. Not at all. Come on. It's only the finest software the government can buy, right? So, needless to say, there were a handful of small issues. So this required a lot of late nights. And I remember one night I was working by myself on the second floor. And as I did every night, I put on my headset, put on some music, started jamming out as I was looking at the various reports and the information coming in and out of the system. And what I didn't realize is time went by a little bit quicker than what old Brian thought had happened. And it was starting to get pretty late. And for those that don't know, the building was an old hospital that they had converted into office spaces for the purposes of doing all this accounting work. And on the second floor, down from where I was working, used to be the morgue. Needless to say, back when the base was open, we had quite a few deaths on base, suicides, sudden deaths, and stuff like that. So the morgue got used more than probably its fair share than what it should have been. Anyway, that night I'm sitting there and I'm working, and all of a sudden, so I'm jamming along, lights go out. Take my headset off, holler out, "Hey, I'm still working here." No answer, lights don't come back on. So I get up from my cube, which is at the end of the row, nearest to the light switches. And I walk over, and I flip the switches, lights in my row come back on. All right, I can get back to work. I wanted to finish what I was working on before I left for the night. So I started working, and the lights go out again. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I get up, start yelling, "Hey, I'm working in here." I know, miracle, right? I'm actually working. But anyway, so I call out, no answer. I don't hear anything. So I get up, I start walking up and down the aisles in our area, in our section. And probably about halfway through, the lights go out again. Only this time, I hear footsteps. And I hear footsteps probably about 2 rows away, walking down towards the light switches. So I said, hey, can you figure out who's in the building and who's shutting off the lights? Is it maintenance? Can you tell them that we're working here? No answer. Lights don't come back on. So I started getting a little nervous, maybe a little spooked, because I'd heard stories of the building, voices, footsteps, so forth, but never anything like the lights turning out. So I go back down, I turn the lights on, but this time I go into my desk and I get out my flashlight, just in case the lights go out again, because it was pretty dark. Look down, and I think it was end of October, beginning of November, so it gets dark real early here. And it was about 6:30, 7 o'clock. Actually, it's 7 o'clock now, and we're in September. But anyway, so I'm like, I'm gonna go check the parking lot and see who's here. So I go over to the windows at the end of the row, walk down over, look out. I see one car in the parking lot for where I could see it. That was mine. That little GMC S10, old green, ugly thing. That was the only one there. Well, now I start to get a little freaked out. And as I'm heading back to my desk, I start hearing whispering. Nothing you can make out. Just like whispering. And it sounded like people were down in the other section where I couldn't see. And in that section, behind that was another parking lot. So there could be cars there, I wouldn't know, because you can't see because there's no windows. And the lights are still on down there. So I make my way down, I start going in and out of the aisles, calling out, nobody's hollering back. Going, So I go back to my desk, saved what I was doing, and I'm sitting there, and I hear, hey, can you come here and help me? I'm looking around, and I'm like, nope, ain't gonna happen. Grab my coat, my keys, and I started heading down the stairs. I turned off the lights, believe it or not. Turned off the lights where I was at, made my way down the stairs, swiped to get out of the building, get in my truck, and I looked up, expecting to see the lights on in my section. There were no standing in the window. But as I drove out of the parking lot, I looked around and there were no cars. There was nobody in the building. It was just me. And after that, I made sure if I was working in that building at night, I had at least 1, if not 2 people with me. Not that anything could happen, but it's a pretty creepy place at night when you're by yourself. Hope you enjoyed that little short story. That is a true story, and something I hope to never repeat. So do me a favor, if you like this, leave a comment down below. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and leave me a like. And also in the comments, if you enjoy stories and stuff like that around a fire and whatnot, let me know. Maybe this is something I'll add to the channel, because there's plenty of stories to go around. But yeah, so if you like this, let me know. And as always, life is good when you're a little crazy. All right, I'm out of here until next time. Take care.